Hello again, it's Noob, and what we have here today is an EVVA DPS. You can see on the key here. Very cool. It's a little hard to locate because of all the warding, but once you get it in, it's a very smooth operating lock. Now what I need to do is, before we start picking it, is remove all these circlips and things and get it all ready for gutting. But yeah, as you can see, it's got a heck of a keyway, a little bit of pitting from top of the keyway tension in my practice run of picking this, and it's interesting. It's got a passive sidebar on it, but it's one which can come into play when you rotate the lock more than, I think, 270 degrees or something like that. It actually does make a difference. It actually has sort of a little feature which traps the pins. Very, very well made, like a lot of EVVA locks, and certainly not for the faint-hearted. But yeah, not terrifically difficult, but definitely a small challenge. There's the bitting, and the challenge is mostly just due to how tight and wriggly that keyway is. You can look at the key for maybe a little more of a clue. And the way that I managed to get by with this is a pick in 15,000th. It's got some markings on it. I don't even know if it's for which lock this is for. I put them on for another lock, but they do sort of align. And for the very thin picks where I'm rubbing against warding, you'll see that a lot of my picks are actually marked up with just some loose markings on for pin positions, because when you are robbed of feedback, one, because the thinness of the material, and two, because of the tightness of the keyway, having a rough guide as to where you're roughly picking inside the lock can be a real help. Saves you picking warding as well, saving your picks. I've got a Sparrow's monkey paw as well, which I can use to bully the pins I can access with this, but it isn't 25,000, so I can't access all of the pins in this lock. So yeah, let's I'll strip this down off camera, and then we'll put it into a vise and we'll get going. So first things first, let's throw some quite heavy tension on the top here like this, and try to pick pins 1 and 2. There we go, which puts us into a false set. And find pin 4, which is here, and just try to give ourselves a little pick of that if I can. Okay, let's see. Let's go into pin 5 now if I can. No, that's pin 4, drop thing. So let's get, is it pin 2 set? Or pin 1? Pin 1 seems to be the one. There we go. There we go, got pin 4. That's what I wanted to do. Now let's try and get pin, this is a 15,000th pick now. Really hard to get feedback with this. Can't seem to get anything with that, so let's try pin 3. Okay, I feel like I've set pin 3, but I've dropped a pin somewhere, probably at the front again. There we go. Makes me wonder if I'd actually picked pin 3 or not. Let's see if I drop pin 4 as well at the back. Seems right. I think that's oversetting those pins, so let's go into pin 5. Okay, I think that's I think I might have set pin 5. I'll keep the tension on heavy and seeing whether I can just pick pin maybe 1 back to position, and 2 if it's there, back to 2. Now let's see where we are. So is it 3 I've got to pick now? Very hard pin set, pin 3. Weirdly seems set though. Okay, so if that's the case, then who is left? Very curious. Let's go in, see if 4 hasn't dropped or anything silly. Yeah, not convinced by any of those. Okay, let's try. Oh, I've fallen into a deeper false set. That's good. So maybe I can get back onto 3 now. Maybe that's one that's left. Easier than it sounds, by the way. Getting onto pin 3. Okay, so that to me feels like I might have set pin 3 this time, but I'll probably drop pin 5. So let's try pin 5 at the back. And we've got an open. There we go. Oh, right, get out of there, you. And turn that right. So the sidebar in this is here. And if you turn it all the way around here, past this point, then the pins will actually get trapped in the sidebar, but you can get yourself out of it. You just need to sort of go in and scrub it. I'm going to try and do that now. We're on camera, so the driver pins will fall into the keyway, then you'll get sort of trapped, and then you just need to find that bit and scrub it, and then we're back round like that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll lock it up. So I'll show you what's actually happening in that mechanism. So you can do quite an easy 360 on this. Let me just show you what's going on inside. You might be thinking, oh, why are you using a pinning mat there? It's literally just because I have to tension this quite hard, and this pinning mat does add a nice bit of grip to the proceedings. So yeah, I'm using it this time. And look at my poor finger. Right, so got to get in there with the key. Hope I haven't damaged the warding. That's something which can happen. There we go. No, we're fine. And then, yeah, how do we get that out? So, follower. All the way down the back. So that's there, that's there. That's where the sidebar is. Those are where the pins are. So here we go. These are all, I think, standard steel, very high tolerance, probably anti-drill key pins. You'd think that they'd be harder if they had some serrations in, but I genuinely don't think it needs it in this lock. It's actually a pretty hard lock. Here's the little sidebar, which we can tip out here, and I can show you how that works. And then, is it that way? Yeah. Let's take these really, really beefy, super shiny steel pins. Then we've got some very thin spools. Very thin, very spooly spools. You really feel that counter rotation. Although you would do if you could get a pick in it which is thicker than 15 thousandths. The springs are all steel as well. So put all those there. Am I missing one? Probably. Oh, there he is. Good, good, good. Right, then, okay, so there's nothing interesting about the Bible apart from it is ported for 6 pins both sides. That's where the thumb turn is, but yeah, these are 6 pin chambers, but it's a 5-pin lock, this DPS. Interesting. Here are all the pins in all their glory. Just look at those. Really lovely, aren't they? Look how long those steel driver pins are. They're crazy long. Very nice looking things as well. Okay, now this is the interesting bit. So this is the sidebar, and it is passive and aligns with the key. So if you look down here, you can see there are little sort of dimples in the key. There are cutouts or teeth in the sidebar, so it can go in like a slight angle down. Get that in with my fat saw fingers. There we go, come on. There, like that. If you pull the key out, you'll see that that will replicate the wrong key control on the key. So let's just tap that out. And what can happen is if you pick this without the oh, sorry. You pick that without the key in the lock, what can happen is that this little part of the sidebar, is it focusing? Yeah. Just drops down like that. Why is that a problem? Well, this space that is here is a space. Can you see it's got a little hole there that aligns with, I think, chamber 3 possibly. And when that falls down like that, what can happen is the driver pin in pin 3 like that drops into this position, which is then created and acts like a little trap pin. That means that's why you saw me get in there with this gem at an angle like this, and I wonder if I can replicate it, rake the inside. Let's have a go. How did I do it? Like that, I think. And you're trying to you're trying to lift this little button at the bottom, that. So you're trying to just sort of rake that to push the pin up. So yeah, it can be a little tricky to find it. I found it pretty easily when it's in the lock, but you can see how you have to sort of just run your pick down on the inside and then just rake until it lifts back up like that. So yeah, it's a really interesting mechanism. Really enjoy sort of learning to pick that lock. It's really fantastic. So that is the, not that it says so on the box, but that's the EVVA DPS 5-pin lock. Very interesting lock indeed. Look at that key. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. If you have a comment about this lock, leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps my channel out. And I'll see you all next time.